July 4th. Alexandra is the daughter of House Democratic leader Nancy Pelosi and Paul Pelosi. Good morning, Alexandra.
Thank you. Thank you so much for throwing my dad's name in there.
That's all right.
It's funny because people hear my last name and they think it's a curse word. It's a funny thing. I'm 47 years old. I've made 11 films for HBO. And no matter what I do, even if it means I walk into the White House and I have Donald Trump reading the Constitution, the first thing they say is Nancy Pelosi's daughter, and it kills me because I think all I'm trying to do is unite people. All I'm trying to do is be the ambassador to bring people together. Because I spent a year and a half on the road with George W. Bush when he was running for president. And I feel like it's my duty, since I had this old friendship with the Bush family, even though I come from a liberal cult, to try to bring people together and explain that all these people in Washington, they're colleagues, and they work together. And even though it looks on cable news like they're spitting on each other as they walk through the halls, they actually do have to have meetings all day together, and they do have to try to negotiate and make deals with each other. And it's hard because when the conversation gets going, just like the conversation you were just having about healthcare, is that people have their political beliefs, and it's a beautiful thing on both sides.
Correct.
But it feels like people are exploiting the differences to divide us and make us feel like this country is at war with itself, when really, in the end, it shouldn't be. Or at least we should try, at least for this 4th of July, to say there's something, anything, is there anything we can all agree on? I don't know. Anything at all? And I'm hoping it's the documents, the founding documents of America, the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the Bill of Rights, that we can all say, okay, breathe in for a moment, everybody. Exhale. There is something we can all agree on.
Right.
We can all appreciate these wonderful documents. So I got 50 senators to come. I got all the living presidents and vice presidents to read from these documents. And that's the purpose of this HBO special that's airing on the 4th of July.
It's The Words That Built America, documentary by Alexandra Pelosi. And I want to talk more about this because what a wonderful project. But I got to tell you, your film, Journeys with George, and I am a filmmaker, and I've done a number of documentaries as well, is one of my favorite documentaires of all time. I thought that was well done.
You made my day.
So
Thank
well
you.
done. And your interaction, your relationship with then, well, it was candidate and then President Bush was it was incredible.
Thank you. You're so nice. I really do appreciate that. And I do appreciate you having me on the show today because, this is homework. This is like making people eat their vegetables. We're trying to say in the era of summer blockbusters, why don't you watch senators read the Constitution? It's not the sexiest sell. It's not the easiest sell. It's not something that everybody wants to put on the radio. Not everybody says, oh, yeah, let's talk about the Declaration of Independence. Let's talk about the Constitution. I live in Manhattan, and right now they have the Declaration of Independence on display at the New York Public Library. And I am such a geek that I'm so thrilled about this. So I go running over to the library to line up, and where are the crowds? I understand that it's not, Wonder Woman or Spider-Man or whatever the big movies are whatever the big hits are of the summer. But it's fascinating to me that this handwritten by Thomas Jefferson document is just on display for anyone to walk in and see. And you'd think that people would be lining up around the block for that.
You would think so, and it kind of gives you shivers to think that's the document that this country was built upon. But let's make it more sexy for him, Alexandra. Okay, Alexandra Pelosi, her documentary film, The Words That Built America, will be on HBO this July 4th. Let's make it sexy. You have everybody in the world participating in this film. Give us, they'll watch it just for these names. Who do you have?
Well, I like the presidents. I think all the living presidents together is a magical thing because George H.W. Bush, who would think that I'd say is the greatest get because he's got so many lives. They've written his obituary so many times. And then here he is reading from the Constitution, the preamble to the Constitution. I love the president. I love the vice president. I love the fact that Dan Quayle, who knew? I love the idea that Dick Cheney, I got to go to Dick Cheney's house and walk into his kitchen and sit down and have coffee with Dick Cheney. You got to love Dick Cheney. I have all the Donald Rumsfeld. For the last name Pelosi, you don't expect to see Donald Rumsfeld, Dick Cheney, Condoleezza Rice. I like the laundry list. I'm proudest of Mitch McConnell. What I loved about filming this show was that Mitch McConnell is in charge of the Senate, and he was very particular about the rules of the Senate. So he said, I don't want you coming into the Capitol and just, this isn't Hollywood set.
Right.
Please, I'd like you to film at the National Republican Campaign Committee. So he invited me to the office. Senators aren't allowed to make fundraising calls to ask for money from their donors in the Capitol office. They're not allowed to do it. So they have to walk across the street to this building called the Republican Campaign Committee, right? So the Republican Senate Campaign Committee. So Mitch McConnell invites me to this office where the senators are walking in, sitting down and making calls to all of their big donors and saying, the Pelosi agenda will destroy America. And there I am sitting with Mitch McConnell, who's saying to me, Alexandra, I bet you never thought you'd be working out of an office like this. The sign outside says, fire Pelosi. And there I am sitting inside inviting senators to come in and read the Constitution. So you have to have a little bit of a sense of humor about it. And I got 25 of them to come in and sit down and read for me. So I'm the most proud of the people like Mitch McConnell and Roy Blunt and John Thune, the senators that are Republicans that you wouldn't expect to be in an Alexandra Pelosi film.
That's great.
But besides that, we do have Hollywood. People mock Hollywood. I tried to do a nice cross-section of Toby Keith, Kid Rock, Vince Vaughn, The Rock, who knew he was a conservative. Maybe you knew that. I didn't know that. But so I tried to pick not just the central casting. Yes, I have Meryl Streep, and yes, I have Robert De Niro. But I was trying to get the liberal and conservative Hollywood stars. But you need some Hollywood stars because otherwise people aren't going to watch.
Right.
It's hard to say, hey, this 4th of July, sit down and cuddle up with Mitch McConnell. That's not a sell.
No,
So
that's actually kind of creepy.
Yeah, it does sound kind of
Yeah.
creepy. So I did bring in all those Hollywood stars to read the Declaration of Independence in the beginning because who doesn't want to watch The Rock? Everybody loves The Rock.
Absolutely. Right? Alexandra Pelosi, your documentary film, The Words That America Built, will be featured on HBO this July 4th. Thank you so much for making this film, for all you do, all the films that you've put out there. Great entertainment. This one is going to add to that long list of great films, The Words That Built America. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so grateful. And I hope you have a wonderful 4th of July cuddling up with Mitch McConnell.
We'll do that.